So after beating Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, I can safely say Young Define, aka the king of gaming, the king of YouTube, the realest gamer on the internet, the 100% fact spitter, and the one who's better than you in every way was right yet again. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is simply amazing, just like I knew it would be. From the moment I saw the trailer for this game, I knew it would be dope, and it definitely delivered. It honestly feels great to say that, in an era where trash games are being released left and right, in an era where idiots with bad taste in games are playing trash games left and right. It's very rare to have a game that you're actually excited for, you're hyped for, to come out and actually deliver. We need more games like this. This is what gaming should be. These are the type of games that are going to keep gaming alive. In that sea of trash, it's always a diamond in the rough, and this game is definitely that diamond. I mean, these are the type of games that are going to expose casuals and frauds, which I love because I can't stand casuals and I can't stand frauds. All you fake gamers, you people are just pathetic. You know, these are the type of games we need in gaming. You know, and I already saw the casuals begging for an easy mode. Like, how pathetic is that? Imagine considering yourself a gamer and begging for an easy mode in the game. As a gamer, you should be able to overcome any obstacle that is thrown in your direction. And the fact that you're admitting defeat and needing an easy mode to succeed proves that you ain't shit. That's just sad. It's truly sad. You know, all the people complaining that this game is too difficult, it's too hard. I'm like, y'all would have never survived back in my day. In my day, back in the true eras of gaming where you had games that if you lose, you got to start all the way over from scratch, y'all would have never survived. If you think games like Sekiro are too difficult. Now, is the game challenging? Somewhat. But it's nothing that a gamer shouldn't be able to overcome. So I don't want to hear that. All of you people that say the game is too hard, you're just frauds and you just don't know how to play games properly. But is this what we do now, my niggas? We beg for easy modes in games? I couldn't believe that. When I saw that, I was just like, wow, how far has gaming fallen? But yeah, I honestly don't know how you can consider yourself a gamer and not be able to beat this game. If you're not able to beat Sekiro, hang up your goddamn controllers, sell every gaming related item you own, and just walk away. Walk away from gaming forever because you're a fraud, you're a casual, and you're not a real gamer if you can't beat Sekiro. Beating Sekiro gives you a certain level of pride, accomplishment, honor. It's truly a rite of passage as a gamer. And to not want to partake in that proves that you just don't give a damn about gaming. You guys are all frauds. It's sad. You know, I mean, I was even seeing so-called Dark Souls veterans like, I've beaten all the Dark Souls games, but I can't beat Sekiro. I can't play Sekiro. And I'm like, yeah, that's because Sekiro actually requires skill. You can't just roll around in a circle and hack and slash like you can in Dark Souls. Dark Souls is specifically for casuals. All these Dark Souls fanboys be thinking they cool for beating Dark Souls. I'm a Dark Souls veteran. I've beaten all the Dark Souls. Yeah, but those games are ass. Beat Sekiro like I did, then talk to me. Beat the optional bosses in Sekiro like I did, then talk to me. Sekiro takes precision timing, reflecting, deflecting, dodging. You can't just spam shit like you can in Dark Souls. There's so many elements to the gameplay. You have to put yourself in the capable shoes of a shinobi warrior, channel your inner goddamn ninja, and no, I'm not talking about Naruto, you goddamn Narutards, and you gotta get it done. You have to display and possess amazing skill, and they can't do it. But me being the king of gaming, I'm able to adapt to simply any situation they put me in, which is why I was able to become an absolute beast in this game, goddammit. Yeah, from the moment I played the game, something just clicked. Most people had to get adjusted. Most people had to learn. But from the moment I set foot in the goddamn terrain of this game, I knew this game was for me. I knew that I was going to master this game. I knew I was going to be one of the greatest Sekiro players of all time, and I pulled it off. Again, not only did I beat the game, but I beat even the hard-ass optional bosses by myself. There's no summons here. I can't ask another player for help because I'm getting wrecked. I have to do it myself, and I got it done. I am the greatest. There's a reason why I'm the king of gaming, and there's no other person in gaming on the internet or in life in general that will ever match me. He's like, these losers can say whatever they want, but one thing you cannot say about Undefined is he does not play his games. He does not beat his games, because that would be completely false. That's why when all these losers cry about me, it's always some shit that has nothing to do with gaming. It's always, oh, the Undefined, he's toxic. He's so mean. He's this and he's that. I'm like, yeah, but what the fuck does that have to do with gaming? Aren't we here for gaming? Aren't we here for anime? There's no one that will ever say, oh, Undefined's not really playing his games. He's not really beating his games, because the proof is there. I be doing this shit, man. I be putting my work in. I be putting hours upon hours into these goddamn games, getting them beat. I'm not like these frauds that just buy games, don't beat them. No, I beat all my games. Let's get it. My goddamn, man. King of gaming in this motherfucker. But yeah, I love this game. Easily my game of the year 2019. I honestly don't see another game this year topping this one. I know the emo weirdos will probably say Devil May Cry 5, but that game is trash. And for weirdos, like I said. But yeah, I love this game. The whole Shinobi Samurai setting, anything that has to do with Japan, I'm a fan of, which is why I was so excited when I saw the trailer for this game, because I was like, yes, another awesome Japanese game. Japanese games are the best, period. I specialize in Japanese games. I play nothing but Japanese games for the most part. It's just like Japan, they just know how to create good games. I know that when I buy a Japanese game, I'm going to receive a certain level of quality. You know, if you go through my collection, you just Japanese game, Japanese game, Japanese game, Japanese game. And I know the loser, oh, but come on, young, come on, man. I mean, like, come on. You're just a weeb, man. You're just a weeb. And it's like, yeah, that's fine, but you're just a fraud. I wouldn't expect you to know the level of care and tenderness that goes into Japanese games when you're the same idiot playing games like Fortnite. You're the same moron playing games like goddamn Apex Legends, Anthem, and all these other overhyped trash-ass mainstream games. So how would I expect you to know what quality is? You people don't know what quality is. You have not a drop of good taste to be found. But I have the best taste around. It just is what it is. But the story was awesome. I like the characters. It was able to keep me interested the whole way through. Really dope story. Really liked the lore, the world. The combat was the star of the show for sure. It was great. While frustrating at times, it was a pure adrenaline rush, deflecting, parrying. And when you finally pulled it off and it all just clicked, oh man, was it dope. You know, the stealth where you snuck up behind an enemy and killed them never got old. All the cool abilities you can unlock. Like one of my favorites, the Puppeteer Ninjutsu, where you can kill an enemy and have them fight for you. All the prosthetic upgrades that help you out. The grappling hook that made you feel like a badass Japanese Batman. I mean, the gameplay was just amazing. You know, it was like you were really in the battle. The final boss in this game was perfection. He has 4 phases that you have to get through. The first phase is pretty easy, but then when the second phase starts, he just keeps changing and getting more abilities and more moves. You have to time it perfectly. It's like you're really in a sword fight. You're trying to find the opening. He's deflecting everything. You're deflecting. You're trying to find the opening. What is he going to do? It was amazing. One of the best boss fights I've done in a while. And that's a true test of skill right there, because that boss is not easy. But I was able to get it done. What an amazing boss fights. And pretty much all the boss fights in this game were awesome. They were tense. The character, the enemy boss is just blocking all of your moves. You have to try to find the opening. And it was just, the character designs were cool. Like, they looked cool. Oh man, this game was just awesome. Absolutely awesome. The graphics were pretty goddamn good as well. Loved the environments. And all in all, the whole game was flames, man. The whole game was flames. I mean, if I had to like pick some minor things that I could say about the game, these are more like just nitpicks, because, you know, just to do it. One, I would say what I didn't like about the game, and none of this, let's keep it real. Like, none of this soured the experience where I'm like, okay, nah, this game's trash because of that. No, these are just minor things that I would like to have been better. First of all, I feel like the OST was kind of lacking. Like, the soundtrack in this game was kind of lacking. There are some beautiful songs here and there, but I feel like overall the soundtrack wasn't really that good, which is crazy because Bloodborne, one of my all-time favorite games, which is also from Software, has an amazing soundtrack. So I expected this game to also have a really good soundtrack, but it kind of didn't. Like I said, some sounds, or not sounds, but some songs were good, but others were just meh. So I really would have liked to see a better soundtrack, but some were okay. What else? I felt like they reused too many mini bosses in this game. There's literally mini bosses that are the same thing over and over again. You got Juzo the drunkard, and then you got his other version, and then it's so lazy too because they literally look the same. Like they use the same character designs for these mini bosses, but just change the name. So one was like Juzo the drunkard, the other guy was Gluttony or something like that, and then you had Snake Eyes something, and then the other one was Snake Eyes, and they just looked the same. The only thing that they changed were the names, but the character designs and everything were just exactly similar. That was just very lazy right there. And I also felt like there were kind of too many mini bosses in this game. They should have been spaced out better. Like you would fight a mini boss, take a few steps, then fight another mini boss. But I kind of liked it at the same time. It's a double-edged sword because it kind of made it more challenging, but I just feel like it should have been paced better. I also wasn't really a fan of how you would fight a mini boss, but then they would throw other enemies around you as well. That was just like annoying because, especially like, for example, Juzo the drunkard, like this motherfucker had like so many people surrounding him that you had to deal with just to be able to deal with him. And I guess that makes the game more challenging. But so again, it's like kind of like a double-edged sword there. It did make it more challenging, which was kind of more fun, but at the same time I would have rather just fought the mini boss by themselves. And the final thing I would say is that I didn't really like. Well, I got two more things actually, but one of the things, I didn't really like the beast type bosses in the game. For example, the Guardian Ape, he was good, but the only thing about those type of enemies was the fact that the game, it's all about deflecting and parrying, and you can't really deflect these beast type enemies move sets too well. Like you can do it, but they're so sporadic and all over the place that it's just like weird. And it's like, why would you put enemy types like this in the game? Now, don't get it twisted. Like I said, I love the Guardian Ape. That fight was fucking great. But I'm just saying, like, it was just weird. Like, and you even have like mini bosses like that. Like, you got the bull, and it's just like, why were these enemies put in the game? Maybe to like give it a little bit more variety. But I would have rather there just been like more humanoid characters with swords and spears and stuff like that, because that's what the combat was centered around. But when you throw in these big, beast type creatures like in Bloodborne, it kind of throws off the game a little bit. Especially the Demon of Hatred. That fight was cancer. I actually got it beat, but that was easily the hardest boss in the game for me. Like his moves just made no sense. You could barely parry him. He was just all over the place and didn't, in my mind, didn't need to be in the game. Like he just really didn't. But yeah, other than that, man, I think the last thing I would say is, I would have liked a better farming system. I wish you could farm like you could in Bloodborne, like farm health and get stronger that way to just destroy everything. In this game, you can only like upgrade your vitality and your posture by collecting prayer beads. So by beating, you can either find prayer beads or you can beat mini bosses to get prayer beads, and that's cool and all. But I would have rather just like grind experience and then level up that way. Because, like, I don't know, the prayer bead system was just meh. And then your attack power was linked to, like, the bosses you beat. So if you would beat a boss, you could upgrade your attack power. Don't really like that system, to be honest. But, again, it wasn't as big of a deal as it's going to make me not like the game or anything. These are just minor things that I wasn't that big of a fan of. But, again, still didn't sour the experience for me. But yeah, that's about it, man. Like I said, those are minor things, real nitpicks. I think overall the game is fucking amazing. Like if I had to give it a score, definitely give it like a 9 out of 10. It's really up there. I still think Bloodborne is better overall, but this is definitely shot up to one of my favorite games for sure. Yeah, man. And I know the losers will say, oh, but come on, Young. I mean, like, come on. You made 2 videos saying Sekiro was trash. It was garbage. Only idiots like it. Now you're saying it's good? You're nothing but a hypocrite. You're nothing but a troll, man. And my response to that is, hey, fuck you motherfuckers, man. Don't worry about what I said or did in the past. Hey, that's what's wrong with you idiots. You low-level thinkers, you peasants, don't have what it takes to question a high-level thinker such as myself, a king. Your tiny brains can't even begin to handle the creative genius that goes on inside of my brain. You losers always trying to keep up but always getting left behind. Always worried about what I said or did in the past. Meanwhile, I'm in the future laughing at you idiots for still being stuck in the past. If I want to come out and say a game is trash and the next day say it's good, so fucking what, I'll do that shit. What you gonna do about it? Nothing? Sit there and complain? Motherfuckers always thinking they got what it takes to question me. You don't. And that's that. But yeah, this game is dope, man. Do yourself a favor and play this game. Otherwise, you are a fraud. You are a casual, and you're not someone that should be taken seriously.